send a message out that will help victims like me feel some kind of closure, because it will put down on the prosecutor and say, hey, we're tired of paying this money out for y'all mistakes. Take your time and do these cases right. It would put something intact to hold them responsible for what they actually done. To justify not giving me compensation because of something I did and I paid my time for, that is very, very, very prejudicious and hurtful law when you have suffered what I suffered. When you're faced in a jail cell and you don't know whether you're going to make it out that jail cell, when you're faced to die and you're there in that Florida State prison and you sitting there while they're doing execution and you hoping and you praying that the courts find that you wasn't the really one that did it, you hoping they find the one that did it so you can go home. That is a pain. I live a life sentence today because every time I run a background check, every time I go for a job, that murder case sticks up. Now, my other prior was kind of minor and things like that, but the thing of it is nobody is going to hire me, or nobody is going to sit there and give me a second chance with a murder on my record. You know, they might say, okay, you know, he made bad decisions as a youth before. But when you're dealing with murder, regardless whether they're going to admit it or not, they're going to sit there and say, oh, no, we can't hire you. We got somebody to fulfill it. So I have to serve a life sentence for the rest of my life. And as I say, I support this bill because it's a move forward. Ford done got confiscated under the past bill. This might allow 2 more out of the 26 to do it. And I hope that we can come in the future and possibly take this out of this bill. Take this out of the bill. Don't make me a victim and then show me prejudice against me. That is even more hurtful to do. And I thank y'all for hearing my.
Thank you, sir. Brian Pitts, Justice to Jesus.
All right. Thank you very much. 10 years. I remember this bill first came. Still playing games, huh? Still playing games. Page 4, staff analysis talks about 4 took care, did the so-called existing administrator, and then of course it talks about 6 were denied, so it didn't help them, and they felt they were under the process. Not to account that the process itself, you need an attorney. I would not expect anyone by themselves to do it. Not only at the cost of the process, I would not want to do it. Because it's this whole long process you got to go through the administrative process just to do this. Okay, but still, you want to still play games. Okay, here's the deal. Apparently you know or you don't know who may be able to take advantage of this. I mean, let's take it serious. Okay, here's what's stamped out. It says, it is unknown how many applicants would be eligible even under this criteria. So do you really know why you're doing it, or are you just doing it to look good? Okay, no. Something is better than nothing. No, it's not. If you're going to do it right, or don't do it at all. I'm actually tired of seeing this. Now we're almost at 10 years, and to be quite honest, looking from the staff now, it's just at the top of page 4, it really hasn't helped many at all. Oh, well, if it just helps one person. No. The intent of the bill in 2008 that it would help many. You ain't even got to a few. You got those being denied who think they qualify. So how many now on this new one, you know what? You need to scrap it. There should be no conditions, there are no priors, nothing. Or don't do it at all. Okay, now next thing is that, well, the other reason was, oh, we're doing this bill so we can get these type of persons out of the claim bill process. Well, now we're at almost 10 years. No, it hasn't. Stop playing.
Remember, seeing no additional public testimony, we are in debate. Anyone in debate? Seeing no one in debate, Representative DuBose, you recognize close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think Mr. Lindsay kind of summed it up.
Fitzenhagen?
Yes.
Geller?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Brawl?
Yes.
Hager?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Metz?
Yes.
Moritas?
Yes.
Plakin?
Yes.
Pritchett?
Yes.
Spano?
Yes.
Stafford?
Yes.
Chair Sprouse?
Yes.
Bill passes.
Members, by your vote, show the bill reported favorably. Congratulations, Representative DuBose.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members.
Next up, members, we have CS for House Bill 267 by Representative Berman. Representative Berman, you're recognized to explain your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, committee, for hearing this bill. CS for HB 267 amends the Florida statute dealing with the right of a surviving spouse to take an elective share of the decedent's estate. Right now, the elective share is 30%. This is mostly technical amendments, and I'll go through the major parts of the amendments. It makes change to how protected homestead is included in the elective share and in how it is valued for purposes of satisfying the share. The reason why is because there's an anomaly with respect to how a surviving spouse holds homestead property. So this bill ameliorates the discrepancies and makes it even regardless of how you hold your property. It extends the time during which the surviving spouse can petition the court to file for the elective share. It adds a provision assessing interest against persons who are very delinquent in fulfilling their statutory obligations to contribute toward the share. It adds a new section that addresses awards of attorney's fees and costs so that both the personal representative and the spouse can claim attorney's fees. And it adds a provision to assure qualification of certain elective share trusts that contain unproductive property or are treated properly. The amendments apply to all decedents who die after July 1, 2017, and that is the bill, Mr. Chair.
Members, questions on the bill? Representative Moritas.
Thank you, Chair. And I definitely love the bill. Just can you just clarify if it's owned tenants by the entirety?
You're recognized.
So right now, if it's tenants by the entirety, it's included in the elective share. And if it's owned simply by the husband and not tenants by the entirety, or the wife, either spouse, it's not included in the elective share. But under this bill, regardless of how it's, whether it's owned just individually by one spouse or tenants by the entirety, it will be included in the elective share.
All
So would that be 100% interest or just 50%?
recognized.
It's depends on how the estate gives it. So if you have tenants by the entirety, it's 50%, and if you have a life estate, it's 50%. Yeah.
Thank you.
Representative Harrison. Oh, nope. Anyone else in questions? Questions on the bill? Seeing no questions, we're in public testimony. Brian Pitts, Justice Jesus.
Thank you very much.